Snow falling in a big city or bare toes in the sand. Yes, two totally different winters. This New Yorker now living in Florida, I see two totally different things outside my window, but I'll be honest, I love them both. Hi, my name is Cat Kerr, and today I'm making two different journal pages, one inspired by a New York winter and the other a Florida winter. Now today I'm using a 6-inch round gel press plate as well as some cardstock to define some of the spaces and shapes on the journal pages. Now I'm first creating a beach scene, and I'm going to use some of that cardstock to mask off half of that plate. And then I add some beautiful yellow and orange color, press in a textured stamp, and then let it dry. And then once it's dry, I add another layer of yellow acrylic paint and then pull a print. Now you can see that that print is pretty grungy. That's because I never clean my plate, but I absolutely love it. Next, I'll mask off some another area so that I can create the water, and I'm going to use that yellow line leftover paint residue to tell me where to add the acrylic paint and to mask off. And I'm just going to add some of that beautiful turquoise blue color, and I'm going to lightly roll it with my brayer. I don't want to completely cover it because I want some of that white background to shine through. Now here I ended up adding a lighter color of that rubber stamp onto my sky. I felt like the rays were not popping enough, and whenever you're using acrylic paint, make sure that you're cleaning those rubber stamps quickly after. Now I'm going to make the sand, and so I mask off another area, the lower area of that plate, and I use this wonderful sand color acrylic paint, and then I press one of my foam stamps in there and then pull a print. Now my beach scene needs an umbrella, so I just hand draw a simple little umbrella, a little bit of shadow, and then I end up adding some color around the circle because I really like the shape of the circle image, and so I just want it to stand out a little bit more, and so I'm going to water down some of that acrylic paint and then paint around the circle to really make it stand out. Now I really wanted this to be a sunrise scene because the sunrises here in Florida, there's nothing like them. So I first punch out a circle with the cardstock and a circle punch, then I mask off the water and just add some more of that acrylic paint. Now I'm starting my New York winter page by using a cutout of a city scene, and I cut this using my Cricut Maker. I'm going to be using both the positive and negative space of this cutout, but you can also just make your own if you don't have a cutting machine by simply cutting out some shapes and some windows. So I'm first going to use the negative space to create the buildings, and I'm not looking for a precise image. I'm really just looking for a simple silhouette of the buildings, and I just add some acrylic paint, and then this time I'm using a black discbound journal page. I feel like it really adds to the wintry scene, and so I'm just adding the paint, and then I press the page onto the plate and pull a print. Next, I'm going to make the night sky, and I'm going to use the other part of that cutout, and I'm just going to add some acrylic paint, spread it out, remove that cutout, and then try to line up my page as much as I can. Now you'll see that it doesn't line up exactly, and I actually don't mind. It makes it look like the buildings have a little bit of a shadow, which I like. And then I take a lighter color acrylic paint and a cosmetic sponge and add those windows. And just like in the beach scene, I'm going to water down some of that lighter acrylic paint and just go around the circle to make that shape really stand out. This time I'm going to cut out a smaller circle to create the moon. And I'll use it as a mask, and then I'll take some of that watered down acrylic paint and create some splatters so that it looks like it's snowing in my city scene. Then I finish off the page by just adding a little bit of snow using a white marker on top of those buildings, and then I simply add Florida and New York to the circle edges, to the borders, and these pages are done. So if I had to pick out one favorite location, I don't think I could do it. Both New York and Florida offer something magical and beautiful during the winter season. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial, and for more great ideas using the Gel Press product line, visit gelpress.com.